Hello and welcome to my new digs. So as you may or may not know, I moved a week ago. So this is my new place, loving it. This is my little reading corner. But there's something that's become very apparent to me during this move, and that it has to do with the energy that we build up in a practice space. And that's what I want to talk about today. So if you are new to any kind of practice, whether it's spiritual, whether it's magical, if you're following some occult path or witchcraft, whatever it may be, there's a certain energy that flows, and you'll find that I'll talk about energy and the movement of energy and the flow of energy quite a lot on this channel, because it is very important to magic, to manifestation, to life in general. And if you've moved yourself, you'll probably recognize this. You may not have paid any attention to it actually, but you may remember, especially if it was a recent move. Now, my practice used to consist of half an hour yoga in the morning, followed by half an hour of meditation and breath work. And then in the evening I would do half an hour meditation again. And I found that when I moved, the energy that I'd built up had gone. So what I've had to do is actually start building it up again. And after a week, it's starting to get there again. But I found that I wasn't interested in practicing at all. So what happens is when you actually practice in the same place every time and every day, you build up a certain energy, and that energy makes it easier for you to actually practice. It's the type of energy that makes you want to go and practice. You want to go and sit in that space because it's so nice there, and you want to go meditate or pray or whatever you do in that space. And so it's not just the practice itself. I mean, if you're doing meditation, what you usually find is that after a while, once the energy starts to move up the central channel, you kind of get the urge to go and meditate more. You want to meditate. You want to go and sit down in that space and experience that mindfulness. Sorry, I've got a frog in my throat this morning. So it's not just the practice itself and the beginning movements of that energy that actually makes you want to go and practice and meditate and do your magical practice. It's the actual energy in the place that you're doing it. So when you're going to start creating a space for a practice, whether it be spiritual, meditation, yoga, qigong, whether it's a manifestation technique that you're practicing, whether it is a magical practice, whether you are setting up an altar and you're doing some ritual work, or you just go to your altar to pray or do some spell work, whatever it may be, anything spiritual, magical, or anything aligned with manifestation, with working with energy, make sure that you have it in the same, or you do it in the same space every time. Because what happens is every time you use that space and you use it particularly for your practice, you build up more and more energy. And that energy actually becomes you, and it becomes your practice itself. And especially if you're doing, actually anything, if you're doing meditation, you're going to find it easier to sit. You're going to find that you can sit longer, you can be mindful for longer. If you're doing magical practices, spell work, let's talk about specifically spell work. If you're doing spell work in the same space every time, and you're building up the same energy, then you're going to find that the outcome of your spells become more positive. If you're doing manifestation techniques, same thing again. If you're doing visualization for manifestation, if you're doing mirror work, if you're doing whatever technique you're doing, If you choose the same space every single time and you do it in that space, the energy builds up and it becomes easier. Your manifestations become easier. And so make sure that you choose the same space. And if it's a regular practice, if it's a regular daily practice like a meditation, make sure you do it at the same time every day. So that fixed space, the fixed time, it's not just to create a habit. It is also to build up that energy, and that energy then allows you to form the habit easier and do the practice easier. And as I say, I've definitely found this with moving. Told you what my practices were like, and then when I moved in last week Friday, it's now next week Sunday. In the mornings I just didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't feel like doing any yoga. I'd go and sit down for meditation. I've made a meditation spot in my bedroom, and I'd go and sit down for meditation. I just couldn't sit for like 10 minutes. I battled, and so what I've done, instead of doing yoga, I'm doing qigong now. So if you do find that you're in the same situation, just stir up the practice, just stir up the energy a bit. But you got to stir up the energy in the space you're in as well. So it's a new space; it doesn't have your energy. So you need to actually apply your energy to your new space. You need to build up that energy within the space. So I've changed to Qigong, which is a bit of a different practice for me, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Can't wait to get up in the morning and do it, actually. My meditation space, it's taking time, but I'm getting there. It's just a case of just keep going back to the same space at the same time every single day and just do what you need to do. Just sit, just be quiet, just meditate and get your energy into that space and build it up. And the more you build it up, the more you're going to want to practice. So I just wanted to mention that because, as I say, it's become very apparent to me with this move. And some things came out of it that I didn't actually realize before. And so I just wanted to mention that in case anybody's battling with an actual practice, meditation, or whatever it is, whatever practice you may be doing. And yeah, give that a go. But you just gotta push through. Just do it every day until it becomes easy. And that's it for this week. Thanks. Cheers.